The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
A very good evening to all of you. My name is Peter and the Love Talk Show is on air, and Andrea, my wife, is also here with me.
Hello everyone, it's always a pleasure being here together with you. Today I have another very important theme that we are going to discuss here in the Love Talk Show. You know why? Because we want to know, under the eyes of intelligent love, what this theme has to offer us, or in what way we can become better when we put into practice the tools of intelligent and rational love.
So, what do you think about technology in relationships? Is a tool for connection or a trap for distraction? In a time that texting, calling, communicating, sending image, videos, people talking to each other very quickly, how quick things sometimes can be when they have access to technology. But is this, Andrea, a good thing or a bad thing in a relationship?
Well, I can't say much. We can't disclose, not yet, everything in regards to this topic. But one thing I can say to start with, everything needs a balance in life. Everything. And more than this, I won't say.
So, in your opinion, is a tool for connection or a trap for distraction? Well, after 28 years, we have been learning a little bit of it, and we are going to share a little bit of our experience with you. Let's hear what this report has to say, and then we are coming back.
Stay tuned.
Let's talk about a device that everyone in this generation has in their possession, especially you who are listening to us right now, a mobile phone. Something that we could once live without for many years is totally dependable today. Is this change in reality a good thing or a bad thing, especially when it comes to relationships? Today, we're navigating a modern minefield, technology in relationships. Is that screen in your hand a tool for connection or a trap for distraction? Technology has undeniably changed how we connect, but for some, it can become a wedge, creating a silent distance between partners. Imagine a couple settling down for the evening. One partner is scrolling endlessly through their social feed, liking pictures of strangers. The other is trying to start a conversation about their day, but they're met with a distracted or the flickering blue light on a screen. The unspoken message is clear. The person on the screen is more interesting than the person in the room. This kind of phubbing, snubbing your partner in favor of your phone, is a silent killer of intimacy. On one hand, technology can be a powerful force for good. Long-distance couples can stay connected with video calls. Texts can keep intimacy alive through the day. It can be a source of shared entertainment and laughter. For every person using technology to enhance a relationship, there are others who are so invested in their devices, social media, or games that their partners feel neglected. Consider singer Kelly Clarkson, who admitted on her show that the prevalence of technology, including video games, contributed to the breakdown of her marriage. For many, what starts as a harmless escape can become a full-blown addiction, creating a war between partners. In a 2017 study by the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley, researchers found that the mere presence of a smartphone during a conversation, even if it wasn't being used, can significantly lower the quality of that interaction and reduce feelings of connection. The study revealed that conversations without smartphones were rated higher in quality than those with smartphones present, regardless of age, gender, or mood. The statistics paint a painful picture. A 2023 survey by the Institute of Family Studies found that 21% of married adults with a spouse who overuses a phone report being unhappy with their marriage, compared to just 8% of couples without this issue. And the temptation of infidelity in the digital age is alarmingly common. A 2020 Pew Research Center survey found that among partnered social media users aged 18 to 29, 34% felt jealous or unsure about their relationship because of how their partner interacted with others online. It's not just about the distraction, but also the temptation that technology offers. The access to past relationships, the flirtatious comments from strangers, and the perceived intimacy of an online connection can all become a slippery slope in infidelity. The anonymity of a screen can make it easy to cross a line you'd never cross in person. So where do we stand? Is technology a tool that enriches your relationship or a time thief that's stealing your partner's attention? How can we find a balance in the usage? What's the real problem behind this so-called useful tool? We'll be right back with more Love Talk.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And as you could hear in this report, how internet or technology in a general way can interfere in a couple's life. When you are in a time where you can text to everyone at any time, you can call to everyone at any time. If the other person is available, you can have a video call to any time, chatting all the time. You can be involved with someone, let's say, even if it is using the technology all the time. We also see, and some people, they have also this opinion, it's quick and good in one way because it brings instant communication and people can connect quicker, but on the other hand can compromise also the face-to-face interaction, Andrea.
It's very important, the use of technology, Peter. But yes, when we bring this up in regards to family and especially relationships, we can see that there's an imbalance nowadays in the use of cell phones, in the use of computer technology in general. Because even Peter, I'm always paying attention, and when we are, for example, the train, public transports, and you can see that 9 out of 10 people are on their phones. 9, and sometimes 10 are on their phones just scrolling. Okay, they are there, maybe they are studying, maybe they are thinking about their day and planning their day. I give you that. But imagine that on a table where you are about to have dinner with your family or lunch with your family, because that also happens. Even if you scroll in social media, Instagram, Facebook, you do have those pictures. I've seen those where you have the table, it's there ready for the family to have their dinner or their lunch, to have a meal together, and all of them are on their phones. No interaction, no talking, no conversation, no how was your day. So that's where the family becomes disconnected. And of course, relationships, and bringing this to a relationship when the couple has doesn't use of this care, or are not careful in the way that they are treating each other, they can allow this technology to come in and to break that bond or that even that covenant. Because if I replace my conversations with my husband, whatever I need to ask, whatever I need to tell him, sharing my emotions, sharing my concerns even, and it's not about nagging. Do you understand nagging? It's not about, hey, Peter, we have this bill to pay or that bill. No, it's general conversation, sharing. So if we allow technology to break this bond, it can become an interference in our relationship. And what before was a way for us to be connected, conversation, because while we were dating, we were talking to each other to get to know each other. And don't I need to know you even more after we get married? So we can't allow the external interferences like technology to come and break this bond in between us.
Well, Andrea, I think it's a good time for us to hear what people are saying outside. Our reporter went outside and asked the same questions to people, and let's hear what they have to share with us.
Straight from the people, straight to you. The word on the street.
Are people more distracted in relationships because of technology?
Yeah, I believe so. Just like socializing in general, I feel like people are subconsciously just on their phones. Like with him anyway, when we're together, I see him playing his game all the time. Yeah, do you agree with that?
No. If you're like with them like in person, then it can be distracting. But like if you're not, then you can still like message them and stuff.
Yeah,
So I think it's good.
I feel like if you have trust with your partner, not so much. Like I know some of my friends that their boyfriends don't typically let them, post photos with them wearing bikinis. It really depends on the relationship and the person that you're with. We're not too bad when we're on our phones, I think, when we're together.
Yeah, I don't think we go on like our phones that much.
Yeah.
When we're together.
That's why we like to balance it. Sometimes we like to stay at home, maybe we're on our phones, or like the other time we like to go out, put our phones in our bags, just not like disassociate completely. I feel like it's really healthy at times to time. Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I myself watch movies with my partner, and I'm watching reels and whatnot. So yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, I always want to read books over watching Instagram and stuff like that, but no, we don't. We just love technology, computers, TVs, consoles, Instagram, all the social medias, you name it. I spend so much more time on my phone, I know everyone else does, when you could be sitting there and actually just communicating with your partner. Comparisons and jealousy for sure, right? We all just want to be the best version of ourselves on the social media as well, no matter who you are. It's the truth.
Okay, so if you're talking about social media, I think it's one of the many technologies. But say I watch movies with my partner every night on our laptop, it's technology, and I think that's great. And we play games together on our consoles, I think that's great. So it really depends on what kind of technologies you're talking about. Like I personally don't use social media, and my partner doesn't either. And I think it helps, like you stop scrolling and you hang out in a more organic way. Like I said, I don't use social media, so I never understand why you need to post on social media about what you're doing or about your relationship. So I do think I don't understand the reason, and I can totally see how it can cause competitiveness or a sense of showing off.
Well, I think the problem with technology is that it both enables and disables. When I'm teaching, a number of people that are young can tell me everything about a fantasy reality game, but don't really know very much about their own brother and sister or have any engagement with it. I think that's quite dangerous. People won't be able to engage. People will not also be able to write and communicate things effectively. We live in an age of immediacy, so I suppose, yes, when I'm with friends, I try and be disciplined. I always have my phone on silent. They understand that if it's a really urgent and I might text or there's a voicemail or something, I might need to do it. But I try and limit that. I think you just have to be mindful that your time with that person has to be precious, and there has to be some sort of boundaries that you set for yourself. Well, I think social media causes an awful lot of problems. It's cyberbullying. There was a terrible incident where a boy stabbed a girl to death. And on the face of it, you think, oh, that's terrible. He's a wicked man or wicked boy or whatever. But then you don't realize that he had been cyberbullied by this girl. and other people, to the point where a breaking point. And then I get bullied and teased and ridiculed for something that's my own personal life. And so that's why I think it's actually quite damaging.
No, I don't think so. I think when you're with your partner, you don't actually want to be on your phone that much. So I feel like it depends on your boundaries. Like some girls don't like it if their man's like liking other girls' pictures or like vice versa. So I suppose, yeah. It would definitely make me question like how I look and stuff and make me insecure, but I don't think I would be that bothered by it, no.
I just think that people choose to focus outside of themselves as opposed to inside themselves. That's what technology is made for, right? So to distract you, so it's doing its job. I suppose if you look at something like Instagram, people just advertise or show the good qualities, what goes on in their life, as opposed to the negative or real life, as it were. So I suppose it creates a lot of jealousy, yeah. The rules in my house is that phones have to go down once they go in. No phones at the table when eating, so just have quality time and focusing on each other.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
Well, you could hear what people are saying concerning to technology. If it's a tool for connection or a trap for distraction. And as always, people have different opinions and they see things in a different way. Andrea, we have things that technology can do on our behalf. As I was saying, we can text everyone at all time. We can connect to someone quickly. Today, if you are in a different country, you can call someone, can do a video call and talk to someone, and in this way people are not missing each other so much. Sometimes technology can help in bringing emotional support, because couples sometimes are using technology to communicate throughout the day, to share their support to each other, knowing that they are going to a different or an important appointment. They are doing something that is relevant on that day. And sometimes they are anxious. They need a little bit more of confidence. So the spouse can be there, the partner can be there, and technology can be used in a way to show support, show that I'm here with you, sharing experiences. Well, these are things that we can take advantage of technology to help each other. But on the other hand, Andrea, we have a problem of distraction. And this is where some boundaries, they have been crossed and they have not been, I can even say, respected. Because some people, they are using technology for a long period of time. When we see a couple that instead of you were talking about a meal, and taking advantage of that meal and talking about what they are facing, what they are planning, about themselves, communicating to each other. They are on their Facebook, on their social media, they are on their phone, they are on their computer, they are doing something else. And so many times they don't understand that in doing this, they are raising up a wall of coldness and are not allowing this couple to understand each other anymore. Andrea said a few moments ago that communication is or was what brought us together, and it's true. Knowing each other, talking to each other, although we are married for 28 years, but even at that time we were using a lot of phone calls to communicate.
Okay, let me just interrupt you there. Telephone. Do you remember? Telephones, not cell phones, because back then, okay, now people are, you are like dinosaurs, oh my days. But yes, we were not using technology there were. Was there internet already?
No, there was no.
People were like, oh, are you 70 or 80? Okay, there was internet, but it was not widely spread like nowadays. And we were using our phone, like literally the phone that used to stand there on a table, not a cell phone or a portable phone. So yes, so we didn't have that, but we used to communicate a lot also through letters. See?
And also through letters. But what we see nowadays is when we bring computers, we have here tablets in front of us to help us in the program. We are using cell phones, obviously, and it's not that cannot or should not be used, because especially nowadays, either for work or for everything that you do, in the majority of cases, you need your cell phone. But unfortunately, and especially the smartphones together with social media, they have been or they are having a very big impact between couples, even among couples who are only dating. I'm not talking only about those who are married or those who are living together. I'm talking about those who are dating, and even at this point, at this stage of their relationship, some of them are already having problems in communicating to each other because one is already feeling ignored or despised by the other. And it seems sometimes the phone has more attention than the spouse. And then, yes, how am I going to share my experiences with my partner? Only through the phone, only through sending message or memes or pictures or videos? No, when I have here a real person and someone that I can see face to face, with nothing to hide, and we can see each other's expressions, we can see each other's body language, if I can say it, we can understand ourselves even better. Obviously, that if in between there's a cell phone, there's a smartphone, there's an iPad or a tablet, or there's a computer, there's technology that is taking your attention away, obviously that with time things are not going to be better. The cold between you and your spouse will grow with time.
Mm-hmm. And I was even thinking that if we don't pay attention today, that situation can bring up a lot of problem, a lot of issues. Even because children, for example, if there are children, they don't learn by just you telling them what to do. They learn through examples. And if they see this coldness growing in between the father and the mother, the couple, how are they growing? How are they going to have this reference when they start forming a family also? And not to talk about that this situation of building up this wall, like you were mentioning, Peter, with technology, will bring up also other sorts of things like cheating, pornography, gaming, gambling. And I was even thinking that
we don't need to go so far, Andre. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they are laid on the sofa, each one of them on their own phone, mm-hmm. and they start with comparisons. They are seeing on their social media. Mm-hmm. The neighbor went to Bahamas, for example, mm-hmm. and then starts the criticism. Look, our neighbors went to Bahamas. When are we going there?
When are you going to pay me the trip, my dream trip?
When are you going to buy me this car? When am in this kind of look what this husband is doing. Look what his wife is doing. Look where these people are going to. And sometimes technology does this.
And the thing is, Peter, it's only a filter sometimes, because we see in social media everything looks wonderful because they have filters on it. And I'm not even saying physical filters, but emotional filters. Look, let's just post these vacations, but most of the time that couple was not even enjoying that place or the time that they were spending together. They were fighting They were
Yeah.
fighting throughout the time. Or
They have
the
a
days that they
beautiful
were there.
background, but they themselves were not having any understanding.
And I was even thinking about something very quick just to mention this before we close this discussion. It's not even close because we have a lot to mention in regards to this theme. But I was even thinking that technology is used to run away nowadays from reality, because scrolling entertains so much, but so much that it's like you're living in a different world. You are above all the problems and the above, not of course literally. You think, or it might bring an idea to your mind that you are above all the problems, all the circumstances of life, because when you are there involved with a different world, with these how do you say that? I have the word. It's like a pretense. It's not real because it's not real life. So when you are there involved with that, you don't really need to think about these problems, these situations that, for example, you need to sort out with your spouse, because it's not comfortable to sit down and solve problems. But the thing is, my friend, when we switch off the phone, because eventually we need to do that, the problems will be there, and guess what? Even bigger.
Yeah, it's a way that people can get distracted, and nothing wrong with that, but always, as Andrea said, with balance. You know, technology sometimes brings also problems with trust and boundaries, because if your spouse sees you spending so much time on your phone, on your computer, and they know that you are not working, they know these are not working hours, they know this is not a moment for them to be negotiating or doing something, it can raise suspicious ideas. So is technology important? Yes. Can we use it? Yes, you have to use it, especially nowadays. Now, when technology is in between a husband and wife, in between partners, and they are getting distracted with it, yes, this can raise plenty of problems, because you have a physical person next to you. You have someone with needs. You have someone who maybe needs to talk to you, maybe needs your attention, maybe needs your care. And that's why you got together. That's why you are living together, to support each other, to be there for each other every single day. And no matter how long you are married for, no matter how long you have been living together for, you are there for each other. And the phone, the computer, the tablet, the technology should not be a reason for this coldness to grow in between you.
And I have one more topic that is really important, and it might be affected through the use of technology. Of course, a trap for distraction: intimacy. Because, for example, if you are working all day long, yourself, your spouse, you are working, the only time that you have to see each other and to be together, and of course to have this intimacy, is at nighttime, when you have your shower, you had something to eat, and that's your moment for you to be together. Imagine you grab your phone, your spouse grabs his phone, and then you get tired, because that's what you are already tired, because you work all day long, and then your brain gets tired, drained, because you are there just scrolling and scrolling. You think that you are, let me just relax for a while, because while scrolling, our brain is entertained. It seems like it's not thinking, but it's being drained, especially because of the light. It's proven that our brain needs to rest. So when are you going to have the patience, the care, the love to look to each other and to really give a great deal of attention to your partner, to your wife, to your husband? So that's one of the biggest problems also in bringing technology into your bedroom.
Well, let's see if we are all building up this balance and paying attention to this, giving or putting your effort in what really matters. Because for sure, technology is not more important than your marriage. For sure, your phone is not going to be there for the rest of your life. It's not your computer that will be there for when you are in need of something, but your spouse can be there. So take well care of them and use technology whenever it's necessary, but give value to the person that is next to you. Let's listen into this song and we are coming back.
This year's felt like 4 seasons of winter, and you'd give anything to feel the sun. Always reaching, always climbing, always second guessing the timing. But God has a plan, a purpose in this. You are his child, and don't you forget. He put that hunger in your heart. He put that fire in your soul. His love is the reason to keep on believing. When you feel like giving up, when you feel like giving in, his love is the reason to keep on believing. If we could pull back the curtain of heaven, we would see his hand on everything. Every hour, every minute, every second, he's always been in it. Don't let a shadow of a doubt take hold. Hold on to what you already know. He put that hunger in your heart. He put that fire in your soul. His love is the reason to keep on believing. When you feel like giving up, when you feel like giving in, his love is the reason to keep on believing. It's the reason, it's the reason, his love is the reason. He's the peace in the madness that you can't explain. He's the hope in the heartbreak, the rest in the suffering. He's closer than the air you breathe, from the start to the end, to the in-between. Don't you dare doubt even for a minute what he started in you, yeah, he's gonna finish. He put that hunger in your heart. He put that fire in your soul. His love is the reason to keep on believing. Just keep on believing. When you feel like giving up, when you feel like giving in, his love is the reason to keep on believing. It's the reason. It's the reason. His love is the reason. It's the reason. It's the reason. His love is the reason. Hey.
I had a very challenging childhood. My dad, maybe the frustrations in his workplace, so he would come home and take it out on us as a family, my brother, myself, my sister. I grew up with that anger inside of me. The impatience he had, the drinking he had, it just was part of my life. And moreover, as a result of the drinking, I also had a health problem as well, which just made the situation even worse. And when I met Rose, unfortunately, I came with that baggage. That frustration started to show in our relationship. We were just living day by day. There would be times when I wouldn't speak to her, I'd just go into my own world. It got to a stage where we said that when our youngest child went to university, we would actually separate. But I remember when she started to go through her own spiritual challenges. Then suddenly I forgot about my own challenges, and it was, how can I support her?
Seeing myself in this situation, I was a bit confused because I didn't know what was going on. Because I know we had arguments in our marriage, financial problems, those sort of things, but I never thought it was so bad that we had to go to a church or to seek any help, because everything looked fine. And my kids were doing well, my marriage was kind of fine, I was doing well at work. So in my eyes, everything was okay, until one day, this spiritual attack happened. I didn't know where it came from. I couldn't sleep, I would watch the clock. 24 hours. I couldn't look after my kids properly. I couldn't be a good wife because I couldn't do all the things that I used to do, clean my home properly, cook properly. I couldn't do all those things. And worse, I wasn't doing well at work because every day I couldn't clear my work. And I thought, no, I have to do something. So we have a friend that used to go to UCKG who had come to visit us. I asked her, what church do you go to? Because I realized I needed God. And she said, it's the UCKG. When I came to the church, I could see that these people are different. They were happy, they had peace. The pastor, the assistants, they were so kind and so helpful. And they just showed me what to do. And they just gave me the guidance and the love and the support that I needed. And I was thinking, what's making them so different? But as I kept coming, I understood that if you put God first, He will give you His Spirit. So when the campaign came, I thought, this is my time. I'm going to go to the altar. And that was exactly what I did. And I went one way to the altar, but I came out another way, completely different. I could see things clearly. I could understand things clearly. I had the strength. I had the boldness, the courage to do so many things that I couldn't do before. And above all, I just wanted to save souls. I just wanted other people to understand you can do it. It can be done. When you receive the Holy Spirit, your life will change. So much so that when I went to work, I have so many people who are coming to the church today from my workplace because they said to me, there's something different about you. And I said, come to church with me. So I was even evangelizing at work.
Seeing my wife come to the church, I started to see that things started to change for her. And I came as a skeptic. I'm thinking, I'm going to support you. But when I came, I could see that she was happier, she was free from her problems, she received the Spirit of God, and she also became an assistant as well. And at that point in time, I'm thinking, I really would like to have that because she started to change. And when I started to see that change in her, the inner beauty started to come out, and I was thinking, wow, Sam, there's a new woman here. And I started to become in love with God and the fact that God could change my wife. I said, I'm going to baptize, which I did. I did purposes of faith to receive the Holy Spirit. And I really stretched myself just to get closer to God. And as a result, I could see that transformation. Like a car, which was dirty, and I'm talking about how I felt, my anger issues, my drinking, my health challenges. As I went through that car wash of change, reading the Bible, doing purposes of faith that they had in the church, I came out, emerged, just like the car comes out from the car wash, nice and shiny and dry. That's what happened when I did the baptism. I got baptized. I sought to receive the Holy Spirit. I received the Holy Spirit. And consequently, like that nice, shiny car, I felt new. I felt different. I felt alive. The desire I have now is just to save souls, helping other people. I currently have responsibilities in the food bank, and through that giving, they can see God within us, and they themselves are curious to think, well, let me come and see what Sam has got, or the other people who also help around as well. Every day I wake up, I'm thankful to God for our marriage. 30 years, still going strong. We have a happy life. The family is united as well. And life is worth living. So I would recommend it for anyone. And try the car wash, car wash of God, I'll call it. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yes.
Real stories, real dilemmas, real solutions. Only on the Dear Love Talk Show.
I once heard that it's better to be friends with someone before dating them and to build friendships with the opposite sex. However, how can we do this without becoming too close and managing our emotions?
Well, and we have this segment in our program called Dear Love Talk Show, where people are sending their questions. And if you want, you can send yours to love@uckg.org. I'll repeat the email, love@uckg.org. And Andrea, we have here a very interesting question. And it's important, like technology, to understand where the balance is. And I think the key word for what we can answer to this listener is balance.
Is balance. And because we are talking about technology, pay attention, because we were mentioning before about filters, and sometimes getting to know someone in social media, pay attention, because a lot of filters might be there. So usually when we look to a person, we can't immediately tell, oh, I'm interested in this person, or I want to have a relationship with this person, a friendship with this person, just for me to get to know if is the right person for me to date after. Because usually the person that you will date in the future, I was even mentioning this to Peter, is someone that you know from the circle, like from the circle of your friends circle, or it's from the same church, or it's from the same place where you are at, and you have this tool that is amazing, observation. I was even mentioning to Peter, that he started observing me, and he didn't need to have this friendship bond with me before he approached me and asked me, look, I would like to get to know you better. So can we talk? Because he was observing me before. So imagine that, oh, I think I would, that's a potential boyfriend or girlfriend. Let me just entertain a friendship just to double check if he might be the right person. Yes, it's not the right way or the right step, because as it was mentioned, it can involve emotions and you can be easily deceived because of it. So when you observe, for example, if he's a person that that gets late to his workplace, always late, I don't need to create or to have a friendship with that person to know that I wouldn't be interested in dating or even entering a potential relationship with that person, because that's the way it is. I wouldn't want to know a person that is giving me those signs. Or for example, if you know that the person gets late to a service, that is not so interested in talking to people and helping them, so I wouldn't be interested, not even in approaching that person, right?
Yes, so you can understand that having or knowing someone, it doesn't mean necessarily that you have to get involved with this person. We can have a friendship. Yes, you can have a friendship with people. You have coworkers, you have family members, you have neighbors, you have someone in between this circle, and you can meet people, you can know people, and you have the tool that my wife was saying called observation. You can observe and you can know who is who. But this doesn't mean, when we are talking about friendship, this doesn't mean that you are talking to someone already thinking that something is going to happen.
Or to date that person.
Yes. So having a friendship, there's nothing wrong in having a friendship. But if we are going to have a friendship already thinking on something else, that can be dangerous, because it can, you can be ignoring essential signs there, and you end up taking a decision that can compromise your future, it can compromise your happiness. Well, if you need, you can send us your question to love@uckg.org. Let's listen the song My Why.
Be in this world, not of it. Follow Jesus, not the crowd. Be light wherever it looks dark, and love where hate is loud. Make every day's ambition be to make my Father proud. Yeah, that's my why. Greet every day with gratitude. Be humble and be kind. See the path in front of you and leave the past behind. Between grudges and forgiveness, choose forgiveness every time. Yeah, that's my why. Knowing my Jesus and making him known. Following him where he calls me to go. And running this race knowing I'm running home. Every day of my life, that's my why. I'm fixing my eyes on a heavenly prize. So if anyone asks, yeah, that's my why. That's my why. Lay my life down for my family, but always stand up for my faith. Let my actions speak louder than the words I say. And live like I'm dying till my dying day. Oh, that's my why. Oh, knowing my Jesus and making him known. Following him where he calls me to go. And running this race knowing I'm running home. Every day of my life, that's my why. I'm fixing my eyes on a heavenly prize. So if anyone asks, yeah, that's my why I'm living, why I'm breathing. Lord, remind me why my heart is beating. Why I'm living, why I'm breathing. Lord, remind me why my heart is beating. And when I cross that finish line and my race has been run, may the reasons why I live my life come down to just this one. To look into my Father's eyes and hear him say, well done. Yeah, that's my why. Oh, knowing my Jesus and making him known. Following him where he calls me to go. And running this race knowing I'm running home. Every day of my life, that's my why. I'm fixing my eyes on a heavenly prize. So if anyone asks, yeah, that's my why I'm living, why I'm breathing. Lord, remind me why my heart is beating. Why I'm living, why I'm breathing. Yeah. If anyone asks, yeah, that's my why.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And sometimes you are listening to the Love Talk Show and you look at your own life, you look to the situation that you are living in, you look how your love life is at the moment, and you don't know how it's possible to turn the situation around. You look to the condition of your marriage, you look the effort that you have been putting into the relationship that you have been in for months, for years. you look for everything that you've done in a way to maintain this relationship, to keep this relationship, to to solidify this relationship, to strengthen the love between you and your partner, your spouse. And who knows if you are not listening to us and you say it seems that is useless. It seems that everything that I do is not is taking us to nowhere. You've seen technology. Maybe technology has been one of the biggest problems between you and your spouse. Maybe technology that has been a problem for you because you already caught some suspicious messages. You have been already feeling despised or ignored by your spouse because he or she is spending too much time on their phones, and more than ever there are passwords, there is the word privacy, and they say you cannot see it, you cannot know it, it's my life. And with all of this, Andrea, people, they have been feeling insecure, and a question mark comes when the subject, what my future is going to be next to this person, is what is going to happen if something is not happening. And we could hear here in this program Sam and Rosemary's living story, a real story, what they faced and the way they turned it, all these problems. They could remove these obstacles away of their lives, and the way they fixed their lives. And we see that it's possible for this person who is listening to us to reach a better life.
Our today's topic was technology in relationships, tool for connection or trap for distraction, and I could even say trap for destruction in some couples maybe. And this person that is listening to us, maybe she identified or he identified himself with what we were saying, and his relationship has been affected by technology. We mention internet, we mention the time that we spend in internet, but we didn't mention games, PlayStations, whatever, and that sometimes is also interfering in this couple's life, private life, intimacy, whatever we allow these distractions to enter or to affect. And we can see, please don't get us wrong, we were talking about our time back in the days where we didn't have internet or it wasn't so accessible. But we do need internet, and internet is a very good tool. Don't get us wrong. For example, I have an auntie, and my uncle was working abroad for so many years, and they had to be separated. We wish that we had internet back then, because it would be much easier for them to communicate and for him to communicate with the family. But balance is needed, is required. So if you are going through this situation and you need our help, we are here for you.
So if by any chance you are going through a problem, if by any chance you look at yourself and you see things turning upside down, you see things that are going out of the way, you see yourself not having strength enough, to hold on the situation, or you lost the control of the situation. Well, every Thursday, and this coming Thursday won't be different, we are going to have the love therapy. And the love therapy is exactly for singles, married, widows, divorced. It doesn't matter what your situation is, but the love therapy seminar is giving always a different perspective, how you can, taking the next step to solve a problem that maybe until now you couldn't find a solution for it. Sam and Rosemary, the couple they were sharing with us their life story, they turned certain situations around, and and they could see a better life for themselves. And this is what we want to share with you. You can do something different that maybe you haven't done until this very moment, and you can learn this in the love therapy, which is going to be used to see from a different point of view what you can do as a wife, as a husband, as a person, and maybe a simple step, a simple action can change or can help you in changing everything. Well, we are located at 232 Seven Sisters Road in London, N43NX, and we are here 5 minutes away from Finsbury Park train station. So you are more than welcome to come. You don't need to wait for Thursday. Every single day we are open, and every single day we are willing to talk to you, or if you want to bring your spouse and to have one-to-one with us, we are more than willing to do so, and you don't need to pay anything. Well, the Love Talk Show, Andrea, is now at the end, but we are coming back tomorrow at 10 p.m.
If meanwhile you want to get in touch with us by phone, we do have a contact number 020-7686-6000. It was our pleasure being here with you. See you on Monday.
Well, may God bless you all.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
In the past month or so, what would you say is something that you've seen change within yourself as you've been attending the love therapy seminars?
I think it's been able to help me understand that there's always something to change from now till when I do enter a relationship. It's not about making big decisions all the time, but sometimes it's the small things, like we've been learning about the SALT.
How does the SALT, what does that have to do? What does that mean for you?
I remember there's something about preservation and also, having that humility to sometimes compromise, that it's not always my way. The other person also has to have their say as well.
Very true. And what would you say is something that is a tip that you've learned from the love therapy that you might have had a little bit of difficulty applying, but you're still doing so? A bit challenging for you.
Consistency. Just, making sure that I attend so that I can continue putting things into practice.
Is there anyone that you know personally that you would recommend the love therapy to? If so, why?
I was thinking of 2 to 3 people, simply because if you're in a relationship and you don't attend, you're missing on valid tips and help. And if you're not in a relationship but yet you want to be healed or move forward from something that's happened, it's necessary to attend to see that there's actually a way where you can improve yourself from within and then be prepared for your next step in life.
That wraps up the Love Talk Show. Till tomorrow.